have an interesting session which is really a follow-up of the session which just ended. It is on the issue of digital divide. Can we have digital empowerment when we have a major digital divide? As you all know, one of the leading economists had mentioned that any technological change is like a gale of creative destruction. And more so, the changes which are happening rapidly in the information technology sector. And this is being propelled by innovation. The chip size is reducing every year. Moore's law, I believe, is still very relevant. And it is in this context, what is really meant by digital divide, which I think we will address. A divide in a Marxian sense is a divide between haves and have-nots in the economic sense. How is there a divide in the digital economy? Is it lack of access, lack of affordability, lack of availability, lack of reliability of the digital infrastructure which has been and is being built up? In this context, there was a concept which started in the telecom world when it was all fixed line, concept of universal service. And it started off as one nation, one network, one policy, because it was all landline and they were all islands of networks, not interconnected. The mobile revolution changed all that, and it was in 1984 when Lord Maitland gave his report entitled rather sarcastically as missing link. It is not the traditional Darwinian missing link, but it is the missing link between digital haves and digital have-nots. How this link got developed? Is it only a link between haves and have-nots? There is a difference between developed nations and developing nations, difference on account of gender, difference on account of caste, creed, which also has a reflection in the digital world. So, without any further introduction, my co-panelists, I would like to address some of the key issues of what is the digital divide, how do we address the digital divide? Digital literacy is a very important component of bridging this gap. How do we address that? And above all, what regulatory framework will encourage the use of information technology, which is a converged technology? Audio, video, text is being furnished on the same media on different devices and platforms. Can we operate in silos, which had happened before? Let me start off with Tanmay, who has been with TCS and has been working with government for years on end, as to what he feels is the key issue on what is digital divide and how do we bridge it.
Thank you, Mr. Ghosh. And firstly, I thank the organizers for setting up a forum like this. It's very important to dialogue this, and I think the timing is so important that it is becoming so relevant to address the big dichotomy that we have as a nation. And every day I live that dichotomy, which is where India is a $150 billion IT exporting nation. And we are the giants in terms of the whole world outsourcing IT to us as a country. And yet at the same time, the biggest frustration and dichotomy that I suffer from every day, and I live it, is that we are not able to bring the benefits of IT to our own people within the country.
Quick short coverage of all the perspectives. You mentioned about the phenomenon of missed call. I remember in the good old days when the tariff was 16 rupees a minute, we never gave our mobile number to anybody. But fortunately, we have practically the lowest tariff in the world at the moment. So everybody is happy. Even missed call, I think, will go out of fashions. You mentioned also about the dichotomy of we being a superpower in IT-enabled services. why are we not digitally literate to absorb this dimensional change post-demonetization going into digital economy? Maybe Uday Singh can give us some perspective on this dichotomy since you are from NIIT.
Sure. So first of all, as a company, we've been bridging the digital divide for almost all 35 years of our existence. We started off with a mission of bringing people and computers together successfully. But I think what has really changed in the last 5 years particularly is that our notion of the computer itself has changed. Today, our smartphones have much more computing capacity, storage capacity than PCs, even 8 to 10 years back. And I don't think as a society and perhaps even as an industry, we have taken cognizance of this change, that the preferred computer today for each one of us is the one that we have in our hand, on our bedside table, the first thing that we look at in the morning, and the last thing we look at in the night. And how we can use this platform much more effectively. I think a lot of our discussions and deliberations tend to focus on eliminating constraints from the supply side, whether it's laying out the networks, devices, and so on. But I think we also need very compelling reasons for people to want to use that technology. And as Tanmoy mentioned, that people will learn when there's a reason to learn. And we have to, as a government, as industry, give people enough reasons to want to use something, and they'll figure out a way.
And make them digitally literate as the youngsters are self-educating themselves. I would like to shift to Mr. Dua. He has been in this sector for donkey's years. As long as I was there, I remember seeing his face. I would like to touch upon, are there regulatory challenges which is impeding the burst of digital economy? And if those regulatory challenges are, as I mentioned in my opening statement, working in silos, how do we remove them? It is a converged platform. We have to work to bring the full impact of IT in a converged platform.
Thank you very much, sir. First of all, my apologies for being late. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think your question is very valid. I think I'll divide it quickly into 3 parts. One, having come from a real digital divide era, when we could wait for days together to make a call, when the density was just less than 1%. Today, we have density in the major metros over 100%, and in a rural area is around 50%. This has been really a paradigm shift from that. And as we are moving, the consumer demands are also increasing. Consumer started with voice when he just wanted to say hello, hello, which was good enough for him. But then he shifted not only hello, hello, he wants data, he wants to send SMS, then WhatsApp, then Twitter, then video. All that has happened over a period of time, and last few years, I think it's taken up very well. What happened was that the infrastructure for all that is required is the robust telecom infrastructure is the most important. If you remember, sir, in your own time, the concept of the infrastructure sharing was introduced, which led to many, many advantages. There are a number of bottlenecks, availability of the site for installation of the tower, number of clearances, number of objections, and multiple fee structure. So what the concept was to share the infrastructure, be it was the radio, be it was the towers, be it was the power system, or switching over to the renewable energy. Today, give you example, there are close to around 500,000 towers in C2. But if you look at the whole concept, the way the sharing concept was brought in, today you got almost on 1.4 million BTS. And if you calculate the ratio, it's almost the tenancy ratio is 2.4. So that is the way it has come. Now coming back to sir, I will just link it with the demonetization, what has happened. Sometimes what happens is the circumstances teach you faster than you and me teaching. There are a number of institutes which are teaching how to bring the digital draft. The colleges were there. We also did the exercise.
I think you mentioned the days of vanilla voice is
Yes.
gone. And it is data, high-speed data, which people will crave for. So in that context, maybe Mr. Shehzad Azad can give his comments as to how you meet this challenge of high-speed data. And secondly, a point you, since you are a telecom operator, how do you securitize your network? For instance, the more you get into data, more into digital economy, the threats and the attacks, like a DOS attack, would completely immobilize the economy, like it happened with Estonia when the Russians did a DOS attack. So these two issues, apart from anything else you would like to highlight,
Sure.
please do.
Thanks, Mr. Ghosh. I don't know. I hope this is audible. Just a little clarification. We used to be a telecom operator way back in 2008. We're no more a telecom operator. We got sold off to Idea. But yes, we were fortunately the first one, the first mobile operator in India way back in 1995, when the first call was made on the GSM. And so to speak, we have been kind of part of that entire digital revolution that is started with actually the telecom services. I will kind of talk about, a lot of people have talked about there is a digital divide and how we can kind of not bridging it the right way. I will like to speak a little more on what are the few good things that are actually happening in India, which is actually bridging that divide. If you look at the entire, the JAM Trinity that has been created by the government itself, and I've met a lot of people coming in from international countries and talking to us for launching service in India. This is one of the most unique things that has been created by the government of India, which is nowhere available in the world. The entire Jan Dhan, which is a unique identity to each and every person of India, the Aadhaar, as we know it, the Jan Dhan accounts, and the mobile.
Would be a good business model, because you are bringing the fat pipe even to the village. You are bringing a national highway of 8 lanes to the village. Now, who is there to make it available to the users? As Tanmoy said, he has to be digitally literate. We know we are technologically savvy in the sense we can find out a solution in our own mind. But unless this business model at the end of the fat pipe is synchronized with this Bharat net, this costly infrastructure will just lie there. Do you think that's a challenge?
Thank you, Mr. Ghosh. Yes, that's the challenge. And that's the elephant in the room, I call it. Now, before we start, I'd like to compliment the government on two big developments. One is the concept of Digital India. It has given a direction to the nation and the economy that we are moving towards a digital economy. And of course, this entire phase of demonetization, which is actually kick-started the process of stepping towards that. I think so these have been two very large transformation changes which has happened, which will take India toward digital economy. There are challenges, but I am confident that as a nation we'll overcome. The next, which I am looking forward to, a massive transformation, is GST. Now, GST is also completely digital driven. Now, for those who have been monitoring GST, you would have seen that there will be no physical challan. All challans will have to be deposited in the bank. So, you are seeing that there will be a digital economy, all your payments will be digitized, and all the taxation part will get digitized. Now, herein comes the challenge. Now, as a company working globally in more than 170 countries, digital divide is the biggest challenge of 21st century. To that extent, even United Nations have categorized it as a problem that corporations and nation states have to address. Now, when we look at digital divide, it primarily comes from three main areas, or you can put three pillars which cause digital divide. The first is digital infrastructure. Now, compared with some of the metrics which are published either by World Bank, United Nations, UNESCO and all, on the digital infrastructure piece, we are still have a long way to go. And I think the government has to put more emphasis and put actually investments on the ground to create this digital infrastructure. One is to reutilize existing digital infrastructure which is already in place. That is very important. The assets on ground needs to be utilized. Policies, regulations have to be made easier so that they can be shared. But we are seeing the trends globally, and that's a clear indication is that we need massive investments into the digital infrastructure.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again and welcome the Honourable Minister as I invite him to talk to all of us.
में 125 करोड़ के देश में 103 करोड़ मोबाइल फोन है, 108 करोड़ आधार पर लोग हैं, 50 करोड़ इंटरनेट है, लैंडलाइन और वायरलेस दोनों। अब मैंने पूछा कि इतना मोबाइल फोन है तो हिंदुस्तान में बनता कितना है? कहा बहुत कम बनता है। हमने कहा ऐसे नहीं चलेगा, हमें इंडिया को मोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का हब बनाना पड़ेगा। और एक साल में इस देश में 40 नई मोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट आ गई है, जिसमें 11 आपके नोएडा और ग्रेटर नोएडा में है। और उन्होंने 11 करोड़ मोबाइल फोन मैन्युफैक्चरर किया, जिसमें चाइनीज कंपनी भी आई है, बाकी कंपनी आई है। लगभग 40,000 लोगों को इनडायरेक्ट और 1.5 लाख को डायरेक्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिला है। और 10 फैक्ट्रियां चार्जर बैटरी बना रही हैं। तो भारत में सब कुछ हो सकता है। दूसरी बात इज ए फिलोसॉफिकल क्वेश्चन। हम लोग इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन में पीछे रह गए क्योंकि भारत अंग्रेजों का गुलाम था, तो नहीं कर पाए। जब इस दुनिया में एंटरप्रेन्योर रेवोल्यूशन हुआ 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s में, उसमें भी हम पीछे रह गए क्योंकि लाइसेंस, परमिट, कोटा राज ने इस देश को बिल्कुल जकड़ रखा था। हमारी सोच बहुत साफ थी, दुनिया का जो डिजिटल रेवोल्यूशन है इसमें हम पीछे नहीं जाएंगे, हम इसमें नंबर 1 बनेंगे, विल बिकम द लीडर्स इन द डिजिटल रेवोल्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। ये डिजिटल इंडिया उस बड़ी सोच का परिणाम है। और देखिए, मैं आपको एक बात और कहना चाहता हूं, हिंदुस्तान बदल रहा है, आप उस बदलाव को पहचान नहीं पा रहे। और मैंने इसको कई बार और भी कहा है कि मैं अपने स्टूडेंट लाइफ से एक्टिविस्ट हूं, जेपी मूवमेंट बिहार से, मैं कई स्टेट्स का प्रभारी रहा हूं, लेकिन जो बदलाव हिंदुस्तान का एज एन आईटी मिनिस्टर देख रहा हूं, वो बदलाव आज तक नहीं देख पाया। उदाहरण है सतम्मा देवी तेलंगाना का। मुझे मालूम हुआ कि वो डिजिटली लिटरेट हो गई, तो हमने ट्वीट करके उसको बधाई दिया। वो बीड़ी मजदूर है। जब केंद्रीय मंत्री ने बधाई दिया तो वो सेलिब्रिटी बन गई, टीवी वाले गए, ETV तेलंगाना भी पहुंच गया उसका इंटरव्यू करने। फिर मैंने उससे बात किया, वो ना हिंदी जानती है ना अंग्रेजी जानती है। मैंने उससे पूछा कि आप डिजिटल लिटरेट कंप्यूटर चलाना कैसे सीख गई? उसने जो उत्तर दिया वो वर्तमान और भविष्य के भारत का उत्तर है। उसने कहा कि सर, आपको प्रणाम कि आपने हमें याद किया। मेरा बेटा दुबई में प्लम्बर है और मैं अपने पोते को मिस करती थी, तो मुझे लोगों ने बताया अगर अपने बेटे और पोते को देखना भी है और बात भी करना है तो स्काइप करना सीखो। और स्काइप करने के लिए मैं कंप्यूटर चलाना सीख गई और आज मैं खूब बात करती हूँ। आपने इस बात को कभी समझने की कोशिश की है? एक आपके राज्य राजस्थान के अलवर का मामला है। प्रधानमंत्री जी गए थे इंग्लैंड, वहां वेम्बले स्टेडियम में 50-60 हजार हिंदुस्तानियों को एड्रेस कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा राजस्थान के अलवर के इमरान खान हिंदुस्तान को बदल रहे हैं। अब रात के 1 बजे पीएम का भाषण मैं भी सुन रहा था, तो मैंने BSNL के CMD को कहा कि तुम अलवर के GM को बोलो उनका घर खोजे, मेरी तरफ से गुलदस्ता दे और सुबह मेरी बात कराए। तो सुबह 9 बजे फ़ोन आया कि सर वो उनके घर पे खड़े हैं, आप बात करें। तो मैंने लगाया, इमरान खान आए। हमने पूछा आपको मालूम है कि पीएम ने आपका कल रात में लंदन में नाम लिया था? कहा जी सर, मैं तो सो गया था, पड़ोसियों ने मुझे उठाया कि उठो, पीएम तुम्हारा नाम ले रहे हैं। कहा आप क्या करते हैं? कहा सर मैं अलवर संस्कृत महाविद्यालय में गणित पढ़ाता हूँ। हमने कहा और क्या करते हैं? कहा सर मैं ऐप्स बनाता हूँ। कहा किसके लिए? कहा स्कूल के बच्चों के लिए, मैथमेटिक्स, फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, कैलकुलस। कितने बच्चे आपके ऐप्स का उपयोग करते हैं? कहा 30 लाख बच्चे। हमने कहा कहीं से IT सीखा है? कहा नहीं सर, हमारे बड़े भाई कुछ किताबें छोड़ के गए थे, उसी से पढ़ के सीख गया। और तीसरी कहानी हमारे बिहार के बैजंती देवी की है, और मैं ETV से आग्रह करूंगा इसको दिखाए ताकि वो देखे मैं उसकी तारीफ कर रहा हूं। एक बहुत ही गरीब परिवार से आती है, वेरी वेरी पुअर, बहुत गुर्बत की जिंदगी थी। उसने कंप्यूटर सीखा, आज वो कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर चलाती है, वो पासपोर्ट बनाती है, आधार कार्ड बनाती है, बैंकिंग का काम करती है, और मजदूर की बेटियों को कंप्यूटर लिटरेट बना रही है। ये है बदलता हुआ हिंदुस्तान। डिजिटल इंडिया इन्हीं के कंधे पर आएगा और एक मजबूत हिंदुस्तान बनाएगा, ये मैं कहना चाहता हूं। देखिए, हिंदुस्तान को देखने का 2 नजरिया है। एक तो वो है कि उन्हीं बातों को कहो जो आज तक कही जा रही है। हिंदुस्तान बहुत गरीब है, कुछ नहीं हो सकता, बहुत भ्रष्टाचार है, नेता काम नहीं करते, अफसर काम नहीं करते, रोते हुए आओ, रोते हुए चले जाओ, खुद को भी बोर करो और दूसरे को भी बोर करो। एंड व्हाट इज द अदर हिंदुस्तान? चैलेंजेस है, समस्या है, लेकिन मुझे अपने अंदर की ताकत को पहचानना है और टेक्नोलॉजी के पावर को समझाना है और आगे बढ़ना है और हिंदुस्तान को आगे बढ़ाना है।